Okay, we're back. This time, I'm just going to talk a little bit about one of my favorite RPGs of all time, or at least the last decade anyway, Deus Ex. Specifically, the prequels to the original Deus Ex. This is Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which is actually a sequel to Deus Ex Human Revolution. And I gotta say, when I say it's one of my favorites, I think it's, in the most literal sense, my most favorite RPG of all time, and it's mostly because of the story aspects of the game. Now, I actually never played the original Deus Ex, even though I have it. When I first tried to play it on PC, I think some of the controls were stiff, that or it wasn't binded right. I never got around to go back to it, but I do want to, because for some reason the past couple weeks I just had a serious itch to go back to Deus Ex. Now, at this point in the story, well, at least for this part of the game for Mankind Divided, I've beaten this game. I don't know how many times I've beaten it so many times. But the one thing I love about this game is the replayability of it. Now, when you look into my augments, if anyone's familiar with Deus Ex, I mean, I basically have everything unlocked. It's just some of the stuff will get reset whenever I do a new game plus. But I mean, obviously you can see I have a ton of praxis points. And for my specific playstyle, which is more of a ghost, and which is just, for anyone not familiar with ghost playstyle, it's taken from Splinter Cell, which is you're stealthing your way through every single mission possible, or in the open world, not getting caught, not trying to take out enemies. So it's a pure pacifist type of playstyle, which is what I like, because it's more tense that way. Even though I can just go in guns blazing with my Titan Aug and just kind of roll with it, but it's not my preferred playstyle. It's not fun. So at this point of the story, in this current playthrough, I am breaking into the Palisade Bank, and this is a fork in the road for storytelling. But with the DLCs added, because with this, there's also the other option to try and save this woman's daughter, but you can only do one of these two missions. So you either get to break into this bank and find out some nice juicy intel, or go and find and save this man's daughter from killing herself. But one of the DLCs kind of makes this path redundant, which means the only optional path, well, not optional, the only actual path to take is to break into the Palisade Bank. And honestly, breaking into this bank is so much more fun than the church, whatever it's called, the Church of the Ascension, or whatever it's called. I've only done it a couple times, but it never felt as fulfilling as breaking into the Palisade Bank. And because I kind of like that whole idea of trying to find out every little bit of a company's dirty secret. And in this current playthrough, you have options, and it depends on how thorough you are with your exploring, because you're rewarded for every little bit of exploring. And if you're able to find them, let's see if I can pull it up, my story items. Let's see. Yeah, here they are. So if you're thorough enough in your exploration, breaking into the Palisade Bank, when it's time to actually break into the bank, you're gonna find a lot of juicy intel. And obviously, this is if you've played Human Revolution. I'm kind of like summarizing it, sort of. I should just be starting this at the beginning, but these playthroughs take a long time, especially for me with my current playstyle, which I'm very, very slow and very thorough. But for those of you familiar with Mankind Divided, this is actually the first playthrough, and out of how many playthroughs, I don't know, but this is the first time where I have the Tarvos keycard, the Taeyong medical keycard, and the Picus keycard. Where's that one at? There it is. So now I can actually explore all 3 of these vaults. I've never, not once have I ever found the Picus Vault keycard, so now I'm interested to actually see what kind of secrets that vault has. So which is why I chose to do this again. Again, the one of the DLCs, I forgot what the DLC is called, but it basically makes the route where you go and find this is not it, where you go and find the guy's daughter, try to save her from killing herself. It becomes redundant with that DLC, and it's too bad that the developers never got around to making a director's cut, I would say, of something similar to Deus Ex Human Revolution, where the director's cut added in the DLC, the Missing Link DLC. They instead made it part of the game. So instead of having to go back to the main menu to play that DLC at a certain point in time in the game, it just automatically takes you to that point in the game's story, which is kind of neat. And I wish they did something similar for Mankind Divided, just to kind of tie things in together, because there's some really cool stuff in that DLC. And I recently just played the final one, which was System Rift, and I thought that one was a really cool DLC. But it's too bad that they don't get tied into Mankind Divided's main story, because they never have that special edition, which is sad to see. It should be fine. Even though I played it so many times, I still forget how to get around. I forgot how to actually get in the backside of Palisade. Oh wait, I think I remember now. Go invisible. I don't think it's... Yeah, that's right. Go back here. I think you go back here. Go to the gas. Right? I don't think I've actually gone this way. I can't remember. This is kind of the beauty of the replayability. Always finding new ways to get in and around. These little pocket secretaries, as I call it. This is a good way to get really invested into the overall world of Deus Ex. A lot of times you'll get rewarded with, just like here, a vault code. Vault code, I think this means it's for... it actually might be for one of in the vault room. I don't know yet. But every little bit of exploration you do, every ebook you read, every door you hack, you all get rewarded with XP, which I think is really nice. And especially when you already have full hacking updates, or not full hacking updates, but if you're fully upgraded in your hacking software, you know, like up to here where you can hack up to level 5 security systems, even though you get a code, if you can find a code for a specific door, I would say just hack it anyway, just so you can get the XP. And the XP is what when you earn XP and you level up, you'll get a Praxis kit, and that's what allows you to unlock your augments. You know, like for Smart Vision here, which is this, allows you to basically X-ray vision. I can further enhance it by doing getting this, which is a flash suppressant, so it'll make me immune to flash grenades and concussion grenades and mines. So, you know, why not? But upgrading an existing augmentation will only cost you 1 Praxis point, whereas if you want to buy a brand new augmentation is always going to require 2 Praxis points. Some of these, and even though Mankind Divided added all these augments here that are kind of flashing, these are experimental augments as they call it, Otherwise, everything else that isn't flashing is a base augment from the original Deus Ex, which has been carried over into Mankind Divided. And some of them are actually kind of redundant. You don't really need them. Like for this LiDAR mark tracker, I never use it because I already have my radar, which allows me to expand my radar, so I get to see more of my radar, and I have cone vision, so now I get to see the cone vision for enemies, which means I don't need LiDAR marking because I'll be able to track everyone's patrol patterns just through these two augments right here. But if you don't use that and you prefer to use the LiDAR marker to just visually track your targets, I mean, that's always the option. Again, you have so many different ways of how you want to tackle your missions and certain objectives. Like here, if you're more of an assault playstyle, you know, using assault rifles and machine guns and whatnot, you could work your way up to here. For me, I don't really need them because a lot of times I'll just stealth my way through everything, ghost through a whole bunch of stuff. But if I want to have some fun and just do some silent takedowns and such, again, I still don't need any of this. But if I want faster reloading, I mean, I could always unlock these. This is for just for decreasing recoil, and this is for aim, like the sway. So you have plenty of options on how you want to forge your own playstyle. And you can see here, this is more for lethal takedowns, these nano blades. I've used them before in previous playthroughs, but it's kind of fun. But I kind of prefer doing the stealth takedowns. If I want to do lethal, I'll just because the takedown animations are actually pretty cool in Mankind Divided. Here, if you're more of a assault playstyle, you need more defense. I mean, you have this upgrade, and if you want to go through certain parts of a map that restricts you because there's electricity and such, or EMP grenades and the like, this upgrade here in particular will protect you from EMP grenades and getting zapped by lightning and such, so it makes you immune to that. So there's a whole lot of different ways to figure out your playstyle. This one here, the implanted rebreather, allows you to breathe in gas, but it'll cost you energy. So it's really amazing how you can fine-tune your playstyle. For me, I have everything basically what I want. I mean, every time I do a new game plus, it's always going to be the same type of playthrough, just because if you trudge through the game as a full assault playstyle, you're gonna find out the game's actually pretty short. I think there's more time put into the side quests than there are into the main quest. The side quest is really what makes the Deus Ex, not the Deus Ex games, but well, actually, yeah, the original Deus Ex also has a fairly good amount of side quests, and they're actually really good. They're pretty fleshed out side quests. They're nothing like your typical fetch and go quests. So I can't remember if there was a way to actually get around there, so I'm just going to go in through the front.
Since 2017. However, this particular building was completed in 2024, and since then has acted as the head office.
Extractors have never breached.
I've always liked the architecture of Deus Ex.
Jensen, it's Smiley. Your friend, Nomad Stanek, escaped custody. Agent Riley said he was...
Yeah, I heard. His daughter's in trouble.
Trouble? What kind of trouble? You know where they are? Adam, you need to go find them, both of them, before it's too late.
I'm on it.
Okay, that was part of the fork in the road from this choice. And I chose, again, you either go and find the bomb maker's daughter, or you come here to break into the bank, because a company known as VersaLife is closing their corporate vault, and they're closing it tonight. But the Ascension thing for this woman's daughter is also happening tonight. So either you lose track of the bomb maker and you kind of start off at square one again, or you come here and figure out some more juicy tidbits. I mean, in my personal opinion, the Palisade the Palisade break-in is more rewarding, and with this fork in the road, what happens is you get an item that you'll use at on the last mission, whether it's breaking into the Palisade Bank or saving the daughter. Either one, if you do it properly. Because if you go and save the daughter, you still have to actually save her. Because you still have the option to fail if you don't miss or if you don't get your social cues work, and the social thing's a whole different aspect of the game, or the social boss fights, as I like to call them. So you still have a chance to fail it if you don't get the dialogue right. With this one. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta stealth my way up there. But with this one, breaking into the bank, you don't really have a means of failing. And the social boss fights are fine and all, but I think they're easier in Mankind Divided than they are in Human Revolution. And I can't. And I don't know why.
Where are you, Mr. Jensen? You said you were coming.
I got caught up in something. I'll be there soon, Mr. Stanek.
There is no more soon. You are too late. My little girl is gone. She's gone to their ascension.
Mr. Stanek. Nomad. Shit.
Oh, and that right there lets you know that now you're committed to doing this mission, because the daughter has died. So there's no point in going back and choosing that path, because she's dead now. So this is your only path now. Just keep going with this mission, and that's it.
Why don't you earn those big credits by getting back to work?
The room is booked for an important conference call. Don't we need it to discuss the new codes? Yanisek won't be happy when he learns they haven't been implemented.
He already knows. We keep using the codes agreed.
Almost out of energy.
Like a string breach of protocol.
So what I got to do now is I got to program biometrics onto a blank keycard that I got, which will allow me to access the corporate vaults. I just gotta wait for my battery, which is there on the bottom left corner, to recharge, so I can stealth my way through these guys. I don't want to go through guns blazing, because honestly, I'm not equipped to deal with an assault type of playstyle. I got a tranquilizer. I don't know why I have this shotgun, or sniper rifle, but I just primarily use a tranquilizer and the pistol, but I use EMP rounds in it. Disable this. I'm on the other side. There you go. To that office there. Stand still so the battery doesn't drain as fast. It's this room I gotta get into. You always want to analyze patrol patterns. It's the same as in any other game where stealth is involved. Whether it's... the only other stealth game I'm familiar with is Metal Gear, at least in RPG style of gameplay. Although, I know Metal Gear is not a RPG-like game, but the principles are the same when it comes to stealth, so it's very typical of your stealth type of gameplays. I think I'll just quickly hack this. The only thing I don't like in Mankind Divided are these hacking minigames for that right there.
Trace program
I feel like hacking in Mankind Divided is so much harder than it is in Human Revolution.
Access granted.
You know, because when you look at this, so my stealth, this allows me to hack nodes with a decreased chance of being caught. But the one thing I don't like is that even though I'm fully maxed out, even hacking level 1 anything almost seems like a chore, because so many times I'll get caught on the first node, even if it's a level 1 node, and you know, with the lowest chance of being detected, and then you still get detected, and then you only get a couple seconds to finish the hack. I don't know why they made it so much harder in Mankind Divided. It's so much easier to hack even level 5 security terminals in Human Revolution.
When it is best. And it's a pleasure to speak with you. Listen, I know opponents are saying the Human Restoration Act is a step back.
Right, I was supposed to come to this office to get the... Yeah, there it is.
Alex, you still with me? I'm accessing the biometric terminal now. How's this supposed to work?
The way Janus explained it, malware on the card will look for the profile of an authorized VersaLife representative and clone it.
I thought he said the card was blank.
Technically, I said it. Sorry. But the card should be active now. Find the elevator to the basement and try it.
Okay, now I can make my way to the first floor, the basement, basically. And now we can access the corporate vaults. You can see the music change too. I love the music in this game too. It's one of the best things about Deus Ex. So just looking at his cone just to see when he'll turn. And then we can go in right over there. Now we can go all the way down. Is there anything down here? Oh, where's this go? There is just okay, yeah, we're just where we need to be. There's just enough time in between playthroughs that I sometimes forget the paths. Like I'm always gonna forget what's the best path, what's the worst path, what's the most optimal path, what's the best path. I mean, there's so many different paths to take. I actually don't have time to hack any of this. I'm gonna get caught. Oh, that was a misclick. Yeah, just enough time in between playthroughs that I'll forget where everything is, and that's what I like about it. It's over here. Oh wait, not the basement. First floor. That's where the corporate vault elevator is, right there. Invisible. And when you do your very first playthrough of Deus Ex, yeah, whenever you do your very first playthrough of Deus Ex, you're gonna have a lot more time to spend on how you're gonna finalize your playthroughs, because you only get so many praxis points.
The access card worked, Alex. I'm in the elevator heading down.
Janus is good, man. He said security measures prevent wireless communications near the vault, so you and I will lose contact soon.
Meaning I'll be on my own from here on in.
Just until you enter the VersaLife vault and plug the data rod into their terminal. Janus should be able to contact you directly once it's installed. He had me load a bunch of malware on it. Of course, you have to reach the vault access room and call down the VersaLife vault first. If you're stopped by security...
John, this is basically a data haven. We need to deal with the biggest, the richest, and the most powerful.
Yeah, if you get to this point and you don't have some of the, well, like a really useful augment to have for this type of security is obviously this one here, which is your cloak, your invisibility cloak. These will allow you to pass through lasers without getting detected, and then this one here allows you to take down without disabling your cloak, and then these two here just to decrease the consumption of your battery. And obviously, just like in any other game where this type of features involved, the more movement you have, the more battery it's going to be draining. But you also have remote hacking too, which makes things easier, allows you to individually disable lasers. And it's nice to have because that right there always rewards you with XP. And it's not a whole lot, only 10 points, but it really adds up. And if you're able to do it flawlessly, you'll get an extra 5 points. Again, it's not a whole lot, but every little bit adds up when the game rewards you with XP for doing anything and everything. And you can also go this way too. We'll just stealth. I think I hit a tripwire, or laser, I mean. Let the battery recharge. Now, one of the DLCs, the final DLC, which I believe was System Rift, which is actually a really good DLC, it really puts your stealth to the challenge. If you really want to challenge yourself to be a complete ghost, that's definitely the DLC to do.
Just in case somehow you can hear me, I'm about to call down the VersaLife Vault, Alex.
Because the stealth mechanics in the System Rift DLC really it's pretty fun. It's a lot more tense than it is here because you can just go through everything with your invisibility, but in the System Rift DLC, trying to stealth your way in there with your invisibility cloak is useless. It's pointless because of the updated security software.
Janice, can you hear me?
Yes. The link is weak, but I can strengthen it.
Wait, what are you doing?
The data rod contains a secret program. It's flagging everything it finds on Project Orchid and sending it to me.
Wait, that's an audio file. Can I hear it?
Hello?
Bob, it's Megan. Those orchid samples you told my new assistant to send to Switzerland?
I asked him not to bother you with that.
It's okay. I told him he could. But it's just... I've never heard of this GARM facility before.
A recent acquisition. I'll have to take you there someday.
That's not necessary. Listen, the changes we make to the orchid's Cas enzymes, they're incredibly dangerous. Until we perfect the replacement-based fragment, GARM's researchers must keep a neutralizing enzyme on hand.
I've read your reports, Megan. I know all about the failures of the CRISPR molecule. I'm even keeping a sample of the neutralizer inside a secure vault in case your research gets corrupted.
You are?
Trust me, you have nothing to worry about.
Thank you. I just wanted to be sure this time. Good night, Bob.
Good night, my dear.
Megan.
Dr. Reed, you seem disappointed. She joined VersaLife shortly before Seraph Industries closed. I assumed you knew.
I don't suppose you know anything about this facility in Switzerland.
GARM? I've been digging into it ever since your ex said the name. It was a geological research center until 2025, when Bell Tower Associates bought it. They didn't list it on their balance sheet when they filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah. I guess they also forgot to mention the Spec Ops unit that went AWOL. I have to get to GARM.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about the augmented mercs who ambushed us in Dubai. If Paige sent them the Orchid.
That's everything. Unless they're storing something physical in there. Either way, I suggest you leave soon. With the vault in that position, you should be able to exit through the shaft. Good luck, Mr. Jensen. And please don't forget the data rod when you leave.
A fun little fact, so the woman you heard in that little voice recording, Megan, so her voice actress and the voice actor for our main character here, Adam Jensen, they're actually a married couple in real life. And in game, they're ex-boyfriend and girlfriend. I also just learned of a neat little Easter egg here that requires an EMP grenade. Yep. Look at that. How do people find these Easter eggs like this? So that's supposed to be Adam Jensen. I don't understand how people find these type of Easter eggs. But this right here is another reason why breaking into the Palisade Bank is more rewarding, because in each of these corporate vaults, and depending on how many of the key cards you found, you get a lot of useful items. Like that first one, I found biocells. Biocells are very useful for my particular type of playstyle, because biocells recharges your battery, gives you more battery charge to use, which means you can use things like your invisibility cloak longer.
Access granted.
And then here we have a story item, which is this right here, Orchid Neutralizing Enzyme. Now, if you were to save Stanek's daughter, and you actually succeed in actually saving her, and depending on your dialogue options, if you actually do the Smooth Operator bonus, which is you riz your way through the entire thing, so you 100% the dialogue, she'll give you a story item that will benefit the final boss in the game. This one is for a completely different portion of the final level in the game. This isn't part of the boss fight, but it is part of the final mission. So either way, both of the story items that you get are specifically for the final mission.
I think I found that neutralizing enzyme Megan and Paige were talking about.
We don't have a lot of time, Mr. Jensen. We'll lose contact.
No problem, I got this one. I might be able to save a life or two with this, if the Orchid shows up again.
Everything has been set up for your visit to our company vault. You might find some interesting data in there, the code to the computer. Again, with these pocket secretaries, you'll either find codes for security terminals or codes to access a computer. And here we got the password for this computer that's right there. But again, even though I can just type in the password, you're not going to get XP for doing that. So regardless if you have the code or not, just hack it, because you get XP for it. You don't get XP for finding a code. It just makes your life easier.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
So you see, 55 points for the extra 5 points for getting in on the first try. But again, you know, it's every little bit of XP helps. So this is between Bob Page and Megan, the two guys you heard speaking in that cutscene earlier in the audio recording. And I don't think I'll spoil this here, but yeah, you'll need to play Human Revolution, or maybe I'll even play snippets of Human Revolution, at least the important parts of it, so you understand. But you really should play the entirety of Human Revolution to understand what's going on with Mankind Divided, since obviously Mankind Divided is a direct sequel to Human Revolution, but still a prequel to Deus Ex. But there's more references in Mankind Divided to the original Deus Ex. And if you really do your exploration, you'll find a lot of these Deus Ex references. There was supposed to be a third Deus Ex sequel to make the prequel games a trilogy. Obviously, that's not happening, and I think that's kind of the reason why I came back to Mankind Divided, because it sucks that they're not going to make a third game, because I'm one of those people that's thoroughly invested in this story. Say like this will look familiar if you play Human Revolution, and I won't spoil what this is. You really should play it, or maybe I can do, I don't know, playthroughs of it. We'll see. So now we got that out of the way, the VersaLife stuff. Now I can finally explore all 3 of those vaults. I've always explored the Taiyong Medical Vault just because that one is part of a quest, a side quest that you get basically at the beginning of the game. It's essentially the first string of side quests that you'll get at the very beginning, so it's the easiest keycard to get. Let's just call that down again. See, look at all that. I would love to see what all those corporate vaults contain, because it contains the deepest, darkest secrets of every single company, including this company here, VersaLife. They're the main baddies, so to speak, in Deus Ex. And obviously, if you played the original Deus Ex, you'll know who Bob Page is and all that. I just want to see what's in that Picus Vault. I've never been inside the Picus Vault before, so I gotta see what's going on there. Let's see, where do I go? I forgot. Oh, there it is. There's the Picus Vault. I mean, I can also access the Picus Vault just by hacking the terminal, so you don't need to do what I just did, which was the remote hacking, but again, you have options. Let's try this again. Oh, see, now I get that one flawlessly. Drone, so I'll just wait that out. Can't disable the drones. That's the only enemy type you can't disable, because then they'll get alerted to the fact that they got disabled. Again, I can easily destroy it. I have a lot of the necessary tools to take out these things without needing my pistol, but again, I just really like this preferred playstyle of sneaking around.
Scanning reports no hostile active. Maintaining search and exit. Continuing search and exit.
Okay, finally see what's in this vault. Oh, look at that. Oh, Picus. This is the Picus Vault. So Picus is the global news network, and if you really do your due diligence, you can really find some really cool stuff. A whole bunch of conspiracy stuff with Picus and how they spin the news and all such. I mean, it's basically like a conspiracy nut job's dream come true, that the news is spinning anything and everything they can, making this world... Well, I'm not going to spoil too much of it, but basically Picus is working for the Illuminati. And that's actually not even spoiling a whole lot of it. Hope Alex has given you itinerary for Prague by now. If not, poke him soon. The appointment's already scheduled. Palisade will be sending out confirmation. Also, pick up the storage package from Gary on Friday. He'll run you through where he has what in the vault itself. You may need access to the files in the vault computer. The password is Newsmaker. Finally, I'm glad you decided to take my advice and spend a few extra days there. Enjoy the city. It's beautiful. Oh, and that's how you find the Picus card. Go to that woman's apartment. Because apparently it's a company apartment that she's sitting in. So again, I have the password and I can use it, but again, you're not rewarded for finding a password to make it easier. Just hack it and get more XP that way. Obviously, another thing too is these data stores will also net you bonuses, including XP. So again, always
anomaly detected.
Just hack.
Trace program initiated.
Hack everything.
Access granted.
We're Rihanna Morgan. We've been working on something here since the broadcast aired. I think our best strategy is to simply flood the infosphere with rumors about what really happened on. Again, here you can see how they're trying to spin the news on the main event that happened in Human Revolution. We have a window here while confusion reigns. The more contrasting information we put out there, the better. People are looking to believe in something. The more it matches their prejudices, the more likely they'll latch onto that fact. So here you can really see they're really trying to make people like Adam look bad because of their augments. Again, it was the final mission in Human Revolution, which is they refer to it as the August incident. We even have a whole name for the whole initiative. So yeah, here the Picus News Network, they're the ones who coined the term Aug incident. So it sounds good, right? The perfect amount of gravitas with just a little blame thrown in. It's testing off the charts. We're thinking of running daily extended segments as well as hourly reports. This thing will be huge. Here are a few angles we're working on. It was caused by a single evil man, a supervillain, Darrow, of course. Hugh Darrow was the person who invented the technology, the whole augmented technology thing. I'm not going to spoil why he becomes the bad guy. Again, you got to play Human Revolution to understand what's going on, because all this right here, it's all tied to the Aug incident. If I'm reading this right, because again, this is my first time actually looking into the Picus Vault. This is playing well to a certain demographic. As a side note, we've been looking to cast a lone hero or whatever, you know, found long after the initial incident, possibly floating in the ocean, but we haven't found anyone suitable. It might be better to imply the presence of a secretive, solitary hero who sacrificed himself to save the world. What do you think? Again, this is alluding to Adam. Again, if you don't even have to think on this one too much when you just look at the, if you ever saw the E3 trailer for Mankind Divided. The Augmented were victims of some kind of conspiracy, or maybe they were part of one. This stuff sells. There are people out there that will believe anything if we mention some shadowy cabal. Again, kind of throwing some shade out there that the fact there's a bunch of people out there, and even in the real world, who will believe anything and everything they want. My mom even, I'll even kind of say that my mom is kind of this way too. She'll believe anything and everything the news throws at her, which is kind of a shame. It's easy to see what's fake and what isn't. Corporate blunder, another one for the soiled masses. I don't think we want to target any particular company. There will be some slinging a tie on medical, since they distributed that chip just before the Aug incident. See how that works. Occurred, but I think we're okay with that. Let's be honest, the whole industry will be dead soon anyway. That's just a start. I think we can completely swamp that initial broadcast even within a week. No one will know what really happened, but everyone will think they know. Besides, the truth is most people won't care what caused it. They already have someone to blame, all the surviving Augmented. As for our other problem, until we can get her back online and in line, we're looking to roll back versions. Tech is on it. They're confident she'll be traceable soon. I'm not going to spoil this. Again, there's a lot of references in here that are easily spoilable, so I won't spoil it, even though this game is, what is it, like 13 years old? Came out in 2013? See the reference email, so it was sent from her. We have a problem. That broadcast out of Panchaea is causing ripples where we don't want them. She has to be brought back into the fold, and this situation has to be controlled. I want this fixed ASAP. So this is from the CEO of Picus. Ooh, Bob Page. Emailing Morgan. So Bob Page is the guy you heard earlier in the Taeyong Medical Vault in that recording. He's the... If you've played Deus Ex, you know who Bob Page is. See, I understand your reasoning, but I still think letting him die would be safer. However, I'll acquiesce to your judgment. I have had a chance to examine Eliza, and it definitely will be a good starting point for the M Initiative. We need a name for this. Mandrake, Morpheus, Master, something. I wouldn't worry about complete isolation. I'm not sure the program's sophisticated enough to cause any trouble on its own. Besides, where would it hide? Hello, Bob. We have some things to discuss, my friend. I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. He puts on a good front, but Roman says as soon as the rest of us leave, he practically collapses. Has to be almost carried to his bed. Thankfully, the cryopod is ready. We have to be ready as well. The council grows more divided every day, but I believe approaching them one and a time, and showing, I think they meant to say one at a time, and showing them some of our unauthorized projects will pull them back on track. On that note, I branched the Eliza program from a backup version for the M Initiative. Have you had a chance to look at it? I want to know just how it got out of control like that. The current live version that is running is a regression. It should be safe enough. I only hope we were able to isolate it completely. Let's see, what is this? We'll have to find some way of generating interest in augmented athletics. In this anti-climate, or generate interest in augmented sports. So I think this is kind of like just usual news stuff. So that was some interesting stuff. I just learned some stuff that I didn't know about. I think that is from... These are from that right there, I think is from the Deus Ex comic. One of the comics, I believe. I never actually saw the comics. What's in here? Level 3. I could just hack and get XP, but again, as you saw my build, I basically have everything I need, so I can just kind of play around now. Oh, look at that. I get back a multi-tool. Okay. So... one final scan. There we go. Okay. Well, that was some interesting stuff. You probably no one else will know the references except for anyone who's played the previous Deus Ex or Human Revolution or even the original. I mean, I haven't played the original, but I have watched plenty of videos on it. I mean, like I said, I've played it too, so I'm familiar with some of the characters, but not as much as other people are. Whoa, it's still there. The Tarbo's Vault. I think I've done the Tarbo's Vault once before, because I remember they used to be previously Bell Tower. I think there was an email on them that said they're basically a rebranded Bell Tower. Yeah, this terminal here is just to bring out the vault if you don't have remote hacking available. Revolver ammo. Mine templates. Laser sight. I don't need a lot of this stuff, actually. Don't need that. Again, Human Revolution, you should recognize these suits. That suit of armor. I don't need that. What's this? another computer code. Okay, so yeah, I don't remember. I think I did break into it once in my earliest playthrough of Mankind Divided. Play the Missing Link DLC from Human Revolution to understand who that guy is. Janus, that's the guy that we were talking to earlier. He's basically the guy fighting the Illuminati. You know what? I'll just do this one. Killing LKMN0259. More to this. Let's see. See, that kind of gives you the, well, again, Human Revolution Bell Tower was the PMC in that game. Now it's Tarvos, but this isn't much of a spoiler. I mean, Tarvos is basically Bell Tower. Okay, nothing interesting in there. So yeah, this right here is just confirming that Tarvos is Bell Tower. They just wanted to just rebrand themselves and rename themselves as Tarvos and try and get the public to think that they aren't Tarvos, but they'll admit that a lot of Tarvos security personnel are former Bell Tower, but this is just confirming there's nothing special about Tarvos. They're Bell Tower. And here it's saying Tarvos is basically picking up right where they left off. I mean, again, they're just saying Bell Tower is picking up where they left off. Because why not? I got a ton of these. And you see, I got XP up there for free admission. Basically, XP. I got XP for reading each of those emails. So again, exploration is highly rewarding in this game. Well, in Deus Ex in general. That's it? Okay. Nothing special going on in this vault. And then the final vault, Tyong Medical, the big competitor to Sutter Industries. This will look familiar if you played Human Revolution. Nanoblade ammo, I don't need it since I don't have the augment. Or actually, no, I just bought the augment. Do need these. Blueprints, and there you can see blueprint for the Nanoblade. So the Nanoblade stuff is actually Tyong's design. Even though it's supposed to be a... oh no, yeah, because the guy who implanted... Yeah, that's right. More biocells, could always use that. Typhoon ammo. The Typhoon augment is probably the least used augment in my whole arsenal between... Or not my whole arsenal, in my entirety of all my playthroughs. It's the least used augment between Human Revolution and Mankind Divided. But again, it's there if you like it. If you want to add it to your playstyle. They did change it so that in Mankind Divided you can use a non-lethal variant of the Typhoon. Because in Human Revolution it was strictly a lethal option. Again, here you can see corporate, I don't know, like corporate espionage or whatever at it. You can see what's going on behind the scenes. They're trying to smooth things out based on what happened in the previous game in Human Revolution. A lot of this will make more sense if you've played it. This one here, this is actually a really big one, but I discovered it in I think it was like my third playthrough in Mankind Divided, but I didn't know that you could actually figure this out in Human Revolution, but I didn't explore enough apparently to actually figure this out. So I had only learned about this in Mankind Divided. I could have learned about this earlier in Human Revolution, but again, I wasn't exploring as much. So that's why I'm saying this game rewards you for exploring. That's why I love this game. Open this, and then I think we'll call it, because I think this is close to almost an hour. But as you can see, not once did I kill anyone or shoot anyone. So you can really fine-tune your playstyle with Deus Ex. I don't know if I'll do another video like this, just because I don't think this will be as interesting to people who like action. Again, Deus Ex it can be an action game if you want it, but it can also be a tactical espionage, first-person thriller if you want it. It's up to you on how you want to play it. So I think we call it here. Hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy your Halloween. See you around. Bye.